Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Welcome to a new playthrough video. Today I am going to be playing the very first scenario. The scenarios can be played out of order, but I'm playing my first scenario in the Feast of Hemlock Vale. I'll show you the cover here. That, Arkham Horror, the card game, Feast of Hemlock Vale. If you watched the previous video, my two investigators, Alessandra and Wilson, sort of arrived in Vale and they introduced themselves and got some of the background information about the small town. And at the end of it, you were asked to choose a location on the island in which you want to go investigate. I chose to not go with Dr. Marquez, but instead my investigators are going to go to some caves. So let me read you the scenario intro called Written in Rock. The path to North Point Mine runs through a narrow ravine in the heart of Pearl Ridge. With little to go on, you asked around the Vale for more information about the mine, but all you could gather were several conflicting accounts. People have gone missing in the mines recently, although the mining operation is purportedly shut down. The lichens and moss are supposedly nutritious, but some are lethal. Nobody explained why the mine shut down in the first place either. The path ends at the mouth of a yawning cave. Following an old rail track in, you find heaps of abandoned equipment overgrown with bright yellow fungi. The fungus looks far from edible and emits a putrescent stench. Eventually, the tunnel opens into a massive cavern filled with luminescent mushrooms and towering crystal formations. The ground shifts with a slight tremor, followed by an echoing cry from deeper in the mine. Steeling yourself, you trek deeper into the cave. At the very least, Dr. Marquez will want samples of the strange overgrowth on the rusted equipment. Proceed to setup. So I've gone ahead and done the setup. I've shuffled my cards. I've got 4 caverns placed face down. They were randomized. A control station here. Each one of these starts with one resource on it, and the setup tells you, it says hint. These are called scraps. It says hint. The scraps collected during Act 1 will help investigators during Act 2. This is going to be Act 1, and when I reach a certain point, it will flip to Act 2. There is one resident, River Hawthorne, who is placed at this third cavern. There's another one called Simeon Atwood, who is out of game right now. I've got some cards placed over here that were placed to the side. The instructions told me to do that. What else? My two investigators begin at the farthest left cavern, and it says, I've got this. Let me read you the act and agenda. Okay. So the agenda for 1A, underground survey. The old mine is full of dilapidated machinery and an old rail track. What secrets are written in the rock below? Forced. When this agenda advances, move all Doom on it to the next agenda, so Doom carries over. As an action while here, draw the top card of the encounter deck. Move one resource from your location to the scenario reference card as a scrap. If the encounter card just drawn was a power treachery, gain 5 resources. So I'm going to have to remember that I have to take an action to draw the top card of this encounter deck, and then I can move a resource over. So you're putting yourself in danger, but you're getting a scrap. All right, and then the Act 1A says, Descent into the Mines. You realize the eerie hum in the air comes from vibrating crystal formations. Something feels strange, though you cannot say what. The objective. At the end of the round, if each surviving investigator is at control station, advance. Hint, get to the control station before the agenda advances. All right, so the agenda has 5 Doom on it. So I have 5 turns to move from here to here. All right, doesn't sound very safe. All right, what else? Once again, my investigators start with 5 resources. They each have 1 asset out. I chose their weapons. Probably a good idea. Let me get things cleared up here. So Wilson will be starting with the .32 Colt, and Alessandra has a British Bulldog pistol and revolver, excuse me. Let's see, these were her... This was the starting hand, I believe. You kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you get to keep your starting hand. She has 4. I don't know if you draw up to 5. I can't recall. I think since she has 4, that is her starting hand. It carries over from the last game. All right, so with that said, oh, you know what? I do draw, because the first thing you do is you draw up to 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So 5 cards, and they each start with 5 resources. She has 1 clue, which is good. All right, so the cave-in, part 1. As the rumbling subsides, you look back at the collapsed tunnel. There is no way back. With no other recourse, you follow the old rail line into the darkness. After some time, you come upon a brightly lit shed next to an old mine cart on the nearby tracks. Check your campaign log. Is it day 0? It is. It's not day 0, it's daytime. Is it daytime? Proceed to cave-in 2. Let me see. Cave-in 2. The shed is a former rail control station repurposed as a clubhouse. Hand-drawn maps and charts cover the wall and ceiling. They appear to be a young person's handwriting. If someone was here recently, they may currently be trapped in the mine along with you. Skip to Cave-in 4. Cave-in 4. With the entrance collapsed, the only way out is through. You push the minecart forward with every ounce of your strength and jump in, hoping the rusted tracks hold up. Gather all 15 set-aside rail locations. Oh, you know what? This is the interlude after I do Act 1. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm supposed to get to the... Okay, I apologize. I misunderstood. Begin. Shuffle the encounter cards and begin. Okay, so this is an interlude once I reach here before I move to Act 2. Okay, so maybe things will change. It is still daytime. Let's move this over here. Let's move this over here. And that is it for now. No doom on the agenda yet. Okay, so first thing I will do is Wilson will go first. I'm just going to go left to right. It's just easier to remember. He will, let's look at where we are. We flip it. There are 2 clues on it. And Shroud of 2, and it says day. As a fast action, I can move to a connecting location. So I can just move to the next location as a fast action. So first thing we want to do is we want to get this scrap. So I'm going to draw the top card. This is an action, so this is his first action. I got Swarm. Hazard, Revelation, test 3 agility. For each point you fail, you must either lose 1 resource or take a damage. Okay, his agility is 3. I'm testing versus 3. Does he have anything to help? He does not. Does Alessandra have anything to help? She does not. So I'm doing a strict 3 versus 3. Where's the bag? Here it is. I don't like those odds. I do get to move this scrap over here, whether you fail or not. 3 versus 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. I do fail. So I failed by 3 minus 2. I failed by 2. For each point you fail, you must either lose 1 resource. I'll lose 2 resources. I really don't want to lose health this early in the game. All right, that's done. For his second action, I'm just going to do I'm going to do a fast move here. Fast action. And it looks like you can just move right on through. So you can do what you need and then move to the next location. Group limit once per round. Okay, so he did the free move to expose this. There are 2 clues here with a Shroud of 2. So he did a fast move. Now he will do his second action. So he did that. I'm going to choose to investigate and get those clues. Actually, no. I want to do flashlight. I'll pay 2. This is his second action. It's got 3 uses. All right, that's what I wanted. Let me put that down here. So his second action is done. And for his third and final action, I will investigate. I've got 3. I'm going to burn a flashlight to lower the shroud to 0. So I'm doing 3 versus 0 to get a clue. 3 versus 0. 3 minus 2 is 1, so I do get a clue. and he is done. I can only do that fast action once per round, so she can't do it this turn. So what I probably need to do is get those clues for 2 investigates and then move. Does she need to get anything out? The flashlight would be helpful. The flashlight would, because her investigate is 4 versus 2, which is still not very good. I'm going to go ahead and get her flashlight out for a cost of 2. Put 3 resources on it. That's her first action. Second action, I'm going to investigate. So she has an investigate of 4, and this goes down to 0. So 4 versus 0. I do get a clue. All right, so that was her second turn, and for her third and final one, I will. Your investigate for this. So it only works once. I'll burn it again. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm not going to use all my flashlight just yet because there might be some higher shrouds up here. All right, so I'll just do a straight investigate, which is 4 versus 2, but I will contribute a card. I will do, I can't. These are all fight. Never mind. 4 versus 2. Not good odds, but. Oh, I got the Elder Sign. Okay, Elder Sign is an automatic success, so she gets this. And an Elder Sign says +2, so she did do it. If you succeed, choose a non-elite enemy at your location or at a revealed location, automatically invade. So she doesn't, there's no enemies yet, so she doesn't have to do that. So he went. And her third and final action is to get that last clue. So she is done. That is the end of the turn. We need to do the, well, enemy phase would happen. I think that's right. Is it enemy phase or? There are so many rules to this game. I got to get the phases down right. So let me just confirm. So it goes. Enemy phase, then upkeep. That's what I couldn't remember. So enemy phase, there are no enemies. Upkeep, each one of them gets a resource. And they each draw a card. So, I got my weakness. Paranoia, discard all your resources. Blah. All right, and that goes into my discard pile. And she draws manual dexterity. Okay. So they drew that, and now you do the Doom phase, which is where we place a Doom, and then each person draws an event card. So he went first, so he draws Ghoul Minion at his location, all right? And she draws a Ghoul Minion at her location. So the caves are infested with ghouls. All right. That's the end of the turn. Let me put this back in here. I definitely want to be able to draw that again. Flip these over. It is now my turn. All right, so the first thing I have to do is I have to deal with these enemies. So Wilson will shoot at the ghoul, who has 2 fight, 2 health, 2 agility. His gun has 6 shots, so we'll put 6 resources on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will use 1. His fight is 3. This adds +1, spend 1 ammo, you deal +1 damage for this attack. Oh, it's just 3 versus 2 then. But I can contribute some cards. I will do Overpower, which gives me +2, so I'm now at 5 versus 2. And if I hit it, I'll deal an extra point of damage, which will kill it. So 5 versus 2 for his first action. Let me reset these. First action is to shoot. 5 versus 2. Ooh, I got the skull. What does the skull do? Skull is -X, which is your location's column number. I'm at column number 2. 5 -2 is 3, so I still win. And the ghoul is killed. Do I get any victory? No. Not for something so simple. All right, first action. She can handle herself. She's got a good weapon. So I'm not going to worry about that. I do want this scrap, so I'm going to draw a card, and I get Grasping Hands. So this comes over here for 2 scraps. Test 3 agility. His agility is 3. I don't think I have any cards in my hand to help him with that. I do not. So it's 3 versus 3, and for each point you fail, take a damage. So 3 versus 3. 3 minus 1 is 2, so I do fail by 1. So I take a point of damage. I'm down to 7 health. But I did get the scrap. So that was his second action. And for the third and final action, I'm going to move here with River Hawthorne. I'm not using that free move. I'm going to give it to her. And I'm going to flip this over. And we have 4 clues. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if these clues are going to be useful to me or not, but I hate to ignore them. 4 clues, 2 shroud. After you reveal Alkaline Forest, you must either take 1 direct horror or discard 2 cards at random from your hand. Well, these are all good. I'll take a direct horror. So I'm down to 5. All right, so after you reveal it. So it's been revealed, so she won't have to deal with that. When you control her, you get +1 will. Parlay test either way. If you succeed, read 5. Okay, so I don't know if I want to take control of her after she's... Yeah, because she can take damage and stuff if you have a... Well, you don't have to have her take the damage. We'll figure that out in a minute. So that was his third and final action. He moved, revealed, and he is done. Okay. Alessandra, she has a ghoul to deal with. So, for her first action, let me reset these. She may spend an ammo. This has 3 on it. She may spend an ammo. You may use agility instead of fight for this attack, and it deals +1 damage. Her agility is higher than her fight. It's 4 versus 2, so I will use the agility. So 4 versus 2, and I have some cards. I'm going to bump that up. Actually, I'm using agility, so I have to use manual dexterity. So I'll discard that. That bumps her up to 6 versus 2. 6 versus 2, and if I hit him, it kills him because it does +1 damage. 6 versus 2. Don't need the auto fail. 6 minus 1 is 5, so I do kill the ghoul. And she loses a bullet. And that was her first action. All right, second action, I will move here. And I will investigate. I think we need these clues for some reason. I will... Do I use the flashlight? I guess so. Flashlight. We'll knock that down to 0. And her investigate is 4. I don't have any cards to help her investigate. So... 4 versus 0. I think the auto fail is the only way I can fail this. 4 versus 0. 4 minus 3 is 1, so she gets the last clue there. And that was her second action. She fought, she moved, she investigated. So she did her third and final. And she will do this group move because it's day. She can do a fast move once per round. She will move here with Wilson. So he is done. She is done. And that is the end of that. Now we do creature phase. There are no creatures. So upkeep. They each get a resource. And they get a card. Alessandra draws False Surrender, which that's a cool card. And he draws Guts, which so-so. All right. Now we place a Doom token. There are now 2 out of 5. And he went first, so he draws the first card. He gets Empyrean Brilliance. If it's day, Revelation, test 2 will. Increase the difficulty of this test by 2 if you have 5 or more cards in hand. I only have 4. If you fail, choose and discard 2 cards from your hand. Okay, so I have to do a Revelation, a will. His will is 3. I'm doing 3 versus 2. Do I have anything that could help him? I drew that Guts card, so now it's 5 versus 2. I like those odds. 5 versus 2. 5 minus 1 is 4, so I do succeed. And then Alessandra draws hers, which is Chroma Blight. Revelation, put it into play in your threat area. Limit 1 per investigator. Okay, it says, after you draw 1 or more cards from your deck, place a resource on Chroma Blight as Brilliance. Forced, if there are a total of 6 Brilliance on Chroma Blight, put a set-aside copy of Crystal Parasite into play at your location. Remove this from the game. So basically, after you draw 1 or more cards, so when you draw a card, you have to put a resource on this. Ooh, and you have to draw, you're supposed to draw a card at the beginning of your turn. So that's interesting. Okay, my turn. Flip these over. Let's, we've got a lot of clues and a scrap there. So let's go ahead and take this scrap and reveal a card for Wilson. He gets Grasping Hands, tests 3 agility. His agility is 3, and he has nothing to help him. Does she have anything that she can help him with? Because when investigators are at the same location, an investigator can contribute 1 card, and she has nothing to contribute. So I'm doing a 3 versus 3, and I take 1 point of damage for each fail. 3 versus 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. I did it. All right, so I got a free scrap out of that. So he took, let me reset these. So he did 1 action. Let's go ahead. I don't think I have anything that gets him extra. I don't. After another investigator moves from your location to a connecting, exhaust, safeguard, move. I can't buy, I don't have enough resources to use any of these cards anyway. So I'm going to have him go ahead and move here. I'm not using that free move. That will reveal this one. This has 4 resources, or 4 clues on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and it says forced. After you fail a skill test while investigating at Iridescent Passage, choose and discard 1 card from your hand. Okay. So that was his second action. I could do a third and get that final scrap. What do I want to do here? I don't want to investigate. His investigate's not as good as Alessandra's, so no clue. Let's do this. I will take this and reveal a card. I got Captivating Gleam, Surge. Revelation, put Captivating Gleam into play in your threat area. Limit 1. If you have no cards in your hand, take 5 horror and discard it. Ooh, you got to keep cards in your hand. Ooh, okay. But it says Surge, so I have to draw another one. Obscuring Fog, attached to your location. Attached location gets +2 Shroud. All right, that's not good for Alessandra. All right, and that was his third and final action. So he is done. Alessandra, there's a lot of clues there. Man, I don't have anything. Choose an enemy at your location, place a weapon. Okay, no. Exhaust, choose an item, heal 1 damage. Okay. No, she's got 5 resources. She could get her gun out and get 3 more bullets. But I really think for right now, I need to get the clues, and I also need to get closer here because we're at 2 out of 5. All right, so let's do this. I will investigate once. I will use a flashlight. Oop, that's hers. Hers is this one. This is my last flashlight. To knock that down to 0, I am doing 4 versus 0 to try to get a clue. This will be her first action. 4 versus 0. I got it. 4 minus 0, so I got it. Do I want to do another one? Do I want to do another one? And then I could do another one, and then I could move. Oh, I could do 2 more and then do the free move to get here. Let's do that. I cannot, my flashlight is all used up, so it goes back up to 2. I don't like 4 versus 2, and I don't have a second flashlight. My deck does have 2 flashlights, but I don't have another one in my hand. So I will do another investigate, second action. I'll do 4 versus 2. If I fail it, I'm moving on. 4 versus 2. 4 minus 3 is 1, so I do fail it. And after you reveal, you must... Okay, so I didn't have to do that. So she failed it. And I'm going to go ahead and do a third one because this shroud is higher, so I should do this one. So I'll investigate one more time for her third. It's 4 versus 2. And I got 4 minus 1 is 3, so I do get a clue. And then I'm going to use the free move to get her here, and she is done. I did not... Oh, I forgot to talk to her. There might have been something helpful there. I'm not going to do the move. I'm going to stay put, and I'm going to talk to her on next turn. So now she's done. Sorry, I should have remembered that. Okay, end of the turn. There are no enemies in play. So I draw a card. She draws overpower, and because she drew a card, I have to put a resource here. So put a resource on this card. When there's 6 of them, not good. Put captive in play, limit 1. If you have no cards, take 5. Okay, so that won't hurt me. But he still gets to draw a card. He draws his Colt, which is good. A second one. Each one of them have 2 weapons. He also gets a resource. Did I give her a resource? I don't think I did. No, I did not, because I had 5, because I was going to do 2 and 3, but I don't. So she gets a resource, and now we go to the Doom tracker. So we put 1 more Doom. We're now at 3 out of 5. I need to get moving. He went first, so he draws a card. He gets Crypt Chill. Test 4 will. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. If you cannot, take 2 damage. Ooh, okay. Test 4 will. His will is 3, but I think I have a card. I have Safeguard and True Grit. I hate to get rid of True Grit. I'll use Safeguard to bump that up to a 4 versus 4. Oh, I hate that. But I can discard an asset. 4 versus 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. I did not have to do it. All right, so that's good. And then Alessandra draws her card, which is Obscuring Fog. So now we have Fog here as well. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be going after clues on most of these locations. Now it's my turn. All right, Wilson. Wilson is not going to get to a 5. He's not going to get 5. It's just not going to happen. He's got a investigative 3 versus 5. He has no cards to help him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move here. I'm not using the free move. I'm moving here to reveal this one. It says, as an additional cost to enter the control station, investigator at an adjacent location must spend 2 clues, 2 per investigator as a group. As an additional cost to enter at an adjacent location, must spend 4 as a group. Adjacent. Well, the problem is he does not have the 4. She has them. So she's got to get here before he can do that. So I didn't realize. So let's reset their actions. He does not get to do that move action. So what can I do? Well, I could try. No. Let's see. I've got 2 resources, and I have nothing. So for my first action, I will take a resource. I'm going to get Guard Dog out. For my second action, I'll pay the 3 to get Guard Dog Ally out. You can only have 1 ally. Oops, I dropped my bag here. Let me get it, sorry. All right, so that was his second action. And for the third action, I can't move. I can't help with the research. I could play Flashlight and investigate. That will knock it down to and bring it to 3, and it would be an even 3 versus 3. You know what? Let's do it. That's really all I can do because I don't have any more. I need to keep cards in my hand too, so I don't trigger that. Let's go ahead and do it. I'll do an investigate. I'll spend a Flashlight. That knocks it down to 3, so it's a straight 3 versus 3. This is his third action. 3 versus 3 for a clue. I did get it. All right, so he gets a second clue, but he still needs her to move here on her turn so that we can pay it. All right, and now it's Is that it? Alessandra's turn. Okay, Alessandra will first parlay, test either will or investigate. Well, investigate's 4, and I've got to do a versus a 3. Does she have anything else she can do? Got nothing. 4 versus 3. This is not good. I will use her first to try to parlay with River Hawthorne. 4 versus 3. Ooh, auto fail. Okay. So I'll try again. 4 versus 3. I did do it. Okay, so now I get to read Codex number 5. So I flip this over. Codex written in block. Number 5, River Hawthorne. Fancy seeing you here, River stands as you approach. They hold a woven basket filled to the brim with phosphorescent mushrooms and blood-red lichens. I have quite the discerning palate, let me tell you. Eugenie Brazier herself said that I was the most demanding patron to grace her table. These are exquisite. They inhale from the basket luxuriously, then gesture at the grim tunnel. The things we do for love. You offer to help them forage. After all, Dr. Marquez wants samples of these unusual growth. Take control of River. Okay, so I've got her. If investigators end the scenario with both River and at least 2 clues, remember that you helped River. Okay. All right, so let's do, so I did that. So that was her second action. Third action, she will move here. And I'm not even going to try for these clues. I do have 4. So I'll go ahead and pay those and do that free move for her to move here and unlock this. As an additional cost, pay 4 clues as a group. So I unlock it, it flips. There are 4 clues here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it has a Shroud of 1. Fast, during your turn, swap 2 adjacent rail locations, group limit. That must be when I get to the act. At the end of the round, if each surviving investor could advance. Okay, so I need to get here in order to advance that. All right, so she did all 3, and then she did her bonus move to get here. It is now his turn. I don't have any more, I do have one more flashlight. I could try to get one more clue and then move. I'll do it. I'll spin this to knock that down to 3. So I'm doing 3 versus 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. I failed for his first action. Oh, you know what? This is a low shroud. Why did I do that? I'll move here for his second action. I should have investigated here. That was stupid. All right, and then I will investigate one more time. 3 versus 1. 3 versus 1. 3 minus 3 is 0, so I failed on that. That is his turn. However, I did reach the control station. So it says at the end of the round, which it is. Well, it's not the end of the round technically. I've got to do the whole phase thing. All right. So they're done. No enemies. Draw a card. She draws Cheap Shot, and she has to place a resource on this card. He draws Flashlight. Excellent. And they both get 2 resources. 1 and 1. All right. Now, put a Doom token. He went first, so he draws Crypt Chill. Test 4 will. His will is 3. Do I have any cards? I have True Grit, which I don't want to do. God, I hate to give up that card. Flashlight goes away. I burned it out. I hate to do that. That only knocks it up to a 4 versus 4. If I fail, I only have to discard 1 asset, which unfortunately would be either my guard dog or my weapon. Ooh. You know what? I don't think I have to get rid of... I don't have to get rid of the flashlight when it's used, because some cards will allow you to put... No, I can't remember. I think you do. Investigate your location. I cannot recall. I think you can keep it. It takes up a hand slot, but you have to discard it at some point if you want to free that hand slot. I'm not going to discard it, because if I fail this, then I can discard that. So I'm not going to use a card. I'm just going to do a 3 versus 4. Maybe I'll get a +1. 3 versus 4, and I got a +1, so it doesn't even matter. All right, so that goes away, and then Alessandra draws hers, and she gets Chroma Blight, another one. You can only have 1 per investigator. After you draw 1 or more, okay, so she does not have to do anything. Nice. Okay, play in your threat area, limit 1. All right, and it's not got Surge, so I don't have to draw another one. That is the end of the round. Now we read this. We flip it. It says, a chunk of rock falls from the ceiling, narrowly missing you. More rocks come loose, forcing you deeper. Remove each cave location from the game. Discard all enemies, tokens, attachments. If River Hawthorne is in play, she is with me, but not under control, remove her. Each investigator loses all but 2 of their clues. So I'll have each one of them keep 1. Each investigator loses all but 2 of their clues, so they can keep their 2. Okay, nice. If it is Agenda 1A, advance to Agenda 2A. Your search for supplies will help you navigate whatever is ahead. Flip the scenario. Did I not get this last one? I don't think I did. Did I move that? No, I didn't. I never did, so I lost that scrap. You search for supplies will help you navigate whatever's ahead. Flip the scenario reference card over to its other side, moving all scraps to that side as switches. Read scenario interlude cave in. Okay, here we go. So now I'm at Agenda 2A, or Act 2A. Act 2A, the underground maze. The only way out of North Point Mine is through the maze of rail tunnels. As a fast action, during your turn, you may spend 2 clues as a group. Either slide a location into an empty adjacent space, or swap 2 adjacent locations. As an action, you can spend 2 resources. It says 1 per investigator. Slide a revealed location into an empty adjacent space. As an action, if the prismatic shard story asset is at your location, take control of it. I don't have that. Objective, get to the rail exit. When the minecart enters rail exit, immediately advance. All right, so I know how to get out of here. This will not advance until the next turn. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to take a break here because there is another set of cards that I need to set up, and I'm going to have to figure out space, how to do this. So these go away. The caves, the clues all go away. I don't get those. These go over here, back to the discard. These come here, and we're at the control station. I think I keep these. I'm pretty sure I keep those. It didn't say anything about getting rid of the cards that you have. So these will go away, and I'm going to take a moment and set it up, and I'll be right back with Act 2.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.
All right, welcome back to Act 2. Now, let me explain how this works, because it looks a little crazy, and it is. This is probably one of the more complex location setups that I've ever done. And the way it works is, my 2 investigators are in this minecart. They stay in this minecart. You cannot leave it. They start at the control station here, and I don't know if you can notice, I'll raise it up. The control station has 2 tracks, one there and one here. So the minecart can move to the right or it can move up on the tracks, but it can only move in a direction if the card next to it or above it, in this example, has a matching direction rail. If you ever, and the track, the minecart always has to move. You always have to move it. If it ever reaches a point where it cannot go in a direction, it runs off the rails and you're defeated. So you got to pay attention to the orientation of the rails. Now, there is a feature here with the minecart. It says at the end of the enemy phase, move the minecart once. So that's when it will move. If it moves off the rail line, each investigator is defeated and takes a physical trauma. But when minecart moves, spend 1 switch, which are these things I've been collecting over here, these scraps. Either cancel the move or move an additional time. I can do that when I'm in the cart as an action. I need to double check what that symbol means. When the cart moves, spin 1 switch. Oh, it just means when the action is occurring. Okay, I got it. Now, there are ways to shift these things around. So the way this works is, it says, sliding and swapping allows the investigator to create a path. To slide a location, choose a location with an empty space. Like these are empty spaces. This is a 5x4 grid, as you can see right here. My goal is to get up here to the rail exit. Now, it says I can slide a location, if I'm there, to an empty space adjacent to it. Move that location into the empty space. You cannot move it if there are cards there. Like there's 2 allies. There's an ally here and an ally there. You can also swap locations. To swap them, simultaneously move each of those locations to the space the other was occupying. So that is how you slide and swap locations. Let me read something real fast. It says during your turn as a fast action, you may spend 2 clues as a group. Either slide a location into an empty slot or swap. So it's a fast action, which means I can do it for free. during my turn, but I have to spend clues. I have 2 clues on Alessandra and 2 clues on Wilson. So I can't do that very often. Now, I do get a chance to, when I reveal these cards, there may be clues on them, but I'm not going to get many opportunities to get those clues. And there's also a possibility of drawing monsters in these various locations. So let's go ahead and start. If you remember, there are 4 on here. When it gets to 5, we will reveal. Oh yeah, you know what? This automatically gets advanced because I did it. I don't have to follow this. So so here's what happened. For the prelude, there was a cave-in. And it is daytime, so it says the shed is a former rail station, blah, 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 skip to cave number 4. So we immediately go to act number, put the scenario card into play in Act 1, you are now ready to begin. Because when I flipped this one, it says go to the interlude, the cave-in, so we're still on Act 2, and get to the rail. So I think, do I keep those 4 out? I think maybe I do. Hold on. 5. When the agenda event, move all doom on the next agenda. So yeah, so when this agenda advances, move all doom to the next one. So the 5 will move over. Draw the top card, move 1 resource. Okay, that was to get the scraps. Okay, all right, so I do keep it. All right, so we'll keep those 4. It is currently my turn, so let's see, what are we going to do here? Let me slide these up. Okay. I had to move everything to the side to give myself more room here. So Wilson will go first, but remember, Wilson and Alessandra stay in the minecart. We are here at the control station, which has 4 clues and a shroud of 1. As a fast action, during your turn, swap 2 adjacent rail locations. And I can do this group limit once per game. So one time this game, I can swap any 2 adjacent rail locations. So I got to keep that in mind. I'm not going to do that right now because this one right here does have a path to where, so when it travels here. So what I'm going to try to do is get all of the clues that I can. So on Wilson's turn, he has an investigate of 3 versus 1. And I could, you know what, I can use the flashlight right now. I'm going to spend, oh, I don't have 2 resources. So never mind. I can't play the flashlight. I could take, you know what, I'll take a resource as an action, so that's 1. For the second action, I will play the flashlight. And I'll have to give up this one to the discard, and so he replaces it. Spend the resources. He gets 3 uses of the flashlight. And then what I will do I want to spend that on a 3-to-1? So for his third action, I really do need to get a clue. So do I do 3 versus 1, or do I knock this down to 0? Let's knock it down to 0. 3-to-0. And I will draw a token. 3-to-0. 3 minus 0 is 0, so I do get a clue. That is good, and he is done. That is his third turn. I don't get that bonus free move anymore. It got changed with this. But I do need to remember, during your turn, you may spend 2 clues as a group. Either slide a location into an empty slot or swap 2. So technically, I could, well, from here, I can't move here because there's no tracks that are going to connect these, so I'm going to have to go up. But at some point, I can move this one over, and then you can always rotate. It says at the end of the creature phase, you can rotate the card, the cart 90 degrees, so it points at a thing. So this is going to be interesting. Little Indiana Jones cart chase through the mines. All right. So I could go up. Hold on. Let's look at this for a second. So I could go up, over, slide that up. No, I can't because you have to slide it. Well, you have to be adjacent. Oh, yeah. No, that's not adjacent. I could slide this one over, go down this way over, but at some point I got to get up here. How do I get up there? This one will have to slide into here. So if I can get here, which I really can't, I may have to use that special ability to swap a track. I think I know how I'm going to do this. All right, so he is done, so I will flip his card over. I'm just going to put their cards up here. Just know they're in the mine cart, okay? And then it is her turn. On her first turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's got an okay hand. I don't have anything to help her with the shroud, but she is 4 versus 1. So I'm going to investigate for the first action. Investigate. 4 versus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3, so she gets another clue. And for her second action, I'm going to do it one more time. 4 versus 1. And I got the skull, which is minus X. X is your location's column number. I'm in column 1, so minus 1, so I did do it again. So she gets another clue. And for her third action, let me see what I've got in my hand. Maybe I want to get something out. She's also got River Hawthorne as her ally, which gives her a +1 will if she has to do any will rolls. I could do the leather jacket, which would be good for her. It gives her 2 extra health. I could get the Derringer out, which gives her 3 more shots. I can't play the ally because I've already got an ally. And I can't play Cheap Shot or Overpower because I really don't need those. So I think the best thing right now is to get the... Well, I could get the weapon out because she's got 2 hands. She could be double... That's 3. Let's... You know what? I'll play that when I need it. I will play the leather jacket for a cost of 2. And that is her third and final action. So she is done. Flip her over. Okay. Now... It is the creature phase, and it says during the creature phase, let me find it. It says, all right, the mine cart. The mine cart story, okay, when moving the mine cart, it can only move along a connection. There's a connection. It does say something about the creature phase. Where is it? The mine cart, oh, maybe it's on here. Oh, yeah, at the end of the enemy phase, move the mine cart once. Okay, so the enemy phase, there are no enemies right now, which is a good thing. So the cart moves here along this track. So it's here. Now, I'm also going to have to rotate because it says when the minecart enters a location, the investigators may turn it 90 degrees. So I will rotate it 90 degrees so it's going up. And then I'm going to have to go over, swap these. Oh, I know how I'm going to do it. Okay, got it. All right, so it flipped. And now we do the upkeep phase. They each get a resource, and they also get a card. So he draws Machete. All right, and she draws, oh, she drew her weakness, Zamakona, a mobster who just happens to be hanging out in the, in the tunnels. He's elusive, so he will try to run from me, spawn nearest empty location if able. I cannot parley with him. The first time she parleys, place 1 doom. Okay, so this is good. The nearest empty location. The nearest empty location. Well, I haven't explored this one. So it has to go here because that one's empty. There's nothing in it. I don't know what these are. They haven't been revealed, so I can't put them there. He's not going to really come into play, which is probably a good thing. Let's see. He is elusive, and there is a thing there for the elusive. Let me read that to you. So, elusive, he can still come at me, but he can't because he cannot move on the tracks. It's kind of like I said, hey man, as we're flying along by him, so he cannot. All right, let's keep going. I put a token on here. There's 5. That reveals this. I flip it over. A wooden beam buckles with a sharp crack coming down on your skull. The impact of the blow nearly knocks you out. Further tremors rock the cave. Deal 2 damage to each investigator. Ow. You know what? I'm going to put that on the leather jacket. So I will discard that. And she takes no damage, but she does take deal 2 damage to each investigator and 1 direct damage to each ally. Ooh, man, she took a damage. I don't want her getting hurt. She takes 1 damage. Reveal, okay, hold on. He takes a point of damage. Actually, 2. I'll take the 2. I'll go down to 5, 6, 5, and 1 direct damage to each ally. So the guard dog will also take a point of damage. I think that will do it. Let's see. Then it says, reveal the control station location, move each survivor to it. Each investigator loses all their clues, advance the act. I don't think that was supposed to happen because it says reveal the control station location, which I had already been there. Move each surviving investigator to it. They made it before this happened. So this should never have happened. So instead, dangerous ride. You know now why North Point Mine was abandoned. Locations with a story asset on them cannot be slid or swapped. Each enemy gains the hunter keyword and resolves its hunter keyword in additional time during the enemy phase. When an enemy moves, each adjacent location is considered to be connected. Okay, so he can move. All right, so on the creature phase, he will move over here. But you know what? It looks like I'm always going to stay 1 ahead of him. So actually, no, because the creature will move before the minecart moves. Got to remember that. Okay, put the token. This one has 14 on it, so I've got 9 more turns. And who went first? Wilson went first, so I draw a card. He gets swarmed, tests 3 agility. His agility is 3. I have nothing to help me. So 3 versus 3. And I got the tombstone. Let's see, what is that? The tombstone is -3. If you fail, move the minecart once. Well, I did fail it. For each point you fail, I failed by 3. Lose 1 resource or take a damage. So I'll lose 1 and I'll take 2 damage, which means my my guard dog is gone because I'll have him take the damage. All right, so that was that. And because I lost, I have to move the cart, which means it will move here. Actually, when I moved, I should have revealed. As a 2 action, swap 2 adjacent rail locations. All right, so I can't do that, but now I'm here. And this one says forced. At the end of the round, if the minecart is at a forked rail, which it is, discard 1 switch from the scenario reference card. Okay, and there are 4 clues on here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 4 clues. So I don't even get any of the clues here. They're gone. All right. Now she has to draw her card. She draws a ghoul minion at our location. Okay. So there's a ghoul minion here, which means it engages with her. Okay, now it is my turn. All right. At the end of the round, if the minecart is at a forked, it is. I have to discard 1 of these. Okay, so there you go, gone. These come back over. All right, Wilson will go. Because the ghoul is engaged with her, I can still shoot it, which I will do. I will shoot a bullet for an action. Let me reset his actions. All right, first action will be he will shoot at the ghoul. He's 3, and this gives me +1 damage, and I'm going to add the machete to it to make it up to 4 versus 2. 4 versus 2, and I'll do 1 extra damage, which means I'll kill it if I hit. 4 versus 2. 4 minus 1 is 3, so I do kill it. All right, so it's gone, and that was his first action. Second action. He is at the cart. We are going to have to slide this one over. No, we'll slide this one over. So let me do that before I forget. And to do that, spend 2 resources, slide a revealed location into an empty space. All right, I will spend 2 Is it 2 resources? Spend 2 clues, excuse me. 2, oh, it's resources. Well, I can spend these because they're in the same thing as a group. So I got to spend 1 per person. Yeah, 2. So I spend these 2, and we'll slide this one over here, which means he's going to have a hard time catching up to me. Okay. That was an action, so that was his second action. And for my third action, I guess I ought to try, well, I'm not even going to try to do a investigate because it's going to fail. Well, I could do a flashlight. I'll spend a flashlight to give me -2 on this, so I'm doing a 3 versus 1 investigate. 3 versus 1 investigate. 3 minus 1 is 2, so I do get a clue, and he is done. All right. Now it is her turn. We are way over here. The cart will move here on its next turn. I'm going to need to flip these 2. So before I forget what I'm going to do, actually I probably shouldn't do it until I know I'm here, because something may mess me up here. Let's not waste that until we absolutely need it. So, knowing that I'm here, at the end of the move the minecart once. When a minecart moves, spin a switch. All right, so when it moved, I forgot to spend a switch. So I had to do that. Okay. When the minecart moves, spend a switch. Either cancel the move or move in a... Oh, no, I didn't have to do that. Sorry, it automatically moves. I can do it to cancel a move or move an additional time, which gives you some I could have moved it again, but I'm not going to do that just yet. All right, let's do this. She's got 3 actions. Let's get her as many clues as we can. Does she have a flashlight? She does not. So she's 4 versus 3, and she has really nothing to help her. Choose an enemy and play a weapon for hand reduces. I can't do this. So I'll contribute this. I'll contribute that one to make it 5 versus 3. A 5 versus 3 investigate. 5 versus 3. I did it. Okay, so I got another clue. That was her first action. I'm going to have her do it again. Now she's just 4 versus 3. I have nothing else to contribute. Although, can he? He's at a location. He cannot. So 4 versus 3. 4 minus 1 is 3, so I get another one. And I'm going to be greedy. Let's go ahead and... Well, I've got some resources here. Do I want to get a card out? I've already got an ally. The knife? Nah. The Derringer, maybe? She's still got 2 bullets. I'm okay. I'm going to try to get the final clue. So it's 4 versus... I forgot to put that back in. Sorry. 4 versus 3. 4 minus 1 is 3, but you know what? Because I didn't put that in, I'm going to say I failed it. Just to make myself remember to put tokens back in. All right, she is done. Enemy turn. He will move here. I don't know how he's going to get to me because he has to move through an adjacent card and there isn't one. So that's interesting. All right, so he moved. The ghoul was dead. That's the end of the creature phase. Now I rotate the card if I want to. I do not. I'm going to move here in a moment. Well, actually it does move at the end of the... Does it move at the end of the round or the creature phase? At the end of the enemy phase. So it moves here, which reveals this one. There are, 6 clues. 3. I probably won't have time to get them. 3 and 3. Those are 3s. These are 1s. Forced. At the end of the round, deal 1 horror to each investigator and resident asset on Alkaline. Okay, I already did that. I did discard that. So they're going to take some horror. Ooh. Okay. At the end of the round, unless I move. I could move. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just move them. All right, so now I've got to do this. I put a Doom on there. Wilson went first. He draws. He gets Captivating Gleam. He's already got that, I believe. He can only have 1. Okay, so that goes away, and it doesn't have Surge, so I don't have to draw another one. And she draws Swarm. Test 3 agility. Her agility is 4. Add your value to your skill. Oh, cool. I'm gonna pay 2 to play this card called Cheap Shot. Oh, that's a fight. Never mind. Never mind. I can't do that. All I can do is use its agility. So that knocks her up to 5 versus, what did I say? 3. 5 versus 3. Ooh, that should be that minus the column. Minus your column. I'm in column 1, 2, 3. I'm in column 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 columns. Is that right? 1, 2. Yeah, there's 5 columns. All right, so I'm in column 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a minus 4. Ooh, so she failed it. She definitely failed it. Oh, you can only go down to 0. So she was at 5 minus 4 is 1. She failed it by 2. So for each point you fail, either lose 1 resource or I'll lose 2 resources to prevent taking damage. All right, now it is their turn. He was at 5, I believe. I think he was. He was at 6, and I think he did take 1 horror at some point. Put this back in, and we are ready to go. All right, so there are 6 clues here. And I need to, all right, so here's what I'm going to do. I know that I'm moving at the end of the round, so I need to swap. I'm going to do the special ability, that one-time ability, which says, as a group, no, where was it? Was it here? No, there was somewhere, maybe it was on the cart. At the end, when my card moves, there was one card that says you can do, I could swap 2 cards at any point. Where was that? During your turn, spin either slide or swap. There it is. Okay, so I have to spend 2. So I'm going to do it, and it's a fast action. So I'll spend 2 clues, and I'm going to swap this one with this one. There we go. All right, now I go over, and then I'll go here, and I'll slide that up, and I'll get to the exit. Okay. That's if everything goes as planned. All right, that was a fast action. He's still got 3, and she's got 3. So on his turn, I am at a shroud of 3. He does have a flashlight. I don't know if I need to worry about the clues or not. Maybe I just want to get out of here. I think that's probably for the best. Let's try to... I've got 4 plus 4 is 8. Clues are good, though. Clues are good. Because you keep them. In this game, it said to keep them. They pass on to the next scenario. All right. Do I want to buy any? No, I have no resources, so I can't play any cards. He's got 3 actions. So what I will do is I will spend... oh yeah, the cart moved, so I had to spend one of these. No, I didn't. I keep forgetting it. It's only if I want to take an extra move. Okay, so since I'm here, I don't have time to go down here and get this prismatic shard, which is probably worth a lot of points. Use for when a scenario card effect would discard any number of cards, exhaust it, spend a brilliance, ignore the... Wow, that's a powerful card. But I just don't have time to go down and get it. Also, I would have to go over, down, and over, and it's just luck of the draw, the way, because these were all randomized. This one, I could not have gotten to. Not in 9, well, maybe I could have, but I'm not going to do it. All right, I also don't have time to go up to Simeon and try to befriend her or get her relationship number increased. So let's go ahead and try to get out of here. So while I'm here, as an action... And also, I don't want to be here at the end of the round because then I'll have to take horror. So as an action, I will choose, during your turn, spend 1 clue, either slide. I just did the swap. Then I can spend 2 clues to slide a revealed location. I thought I could move. I thought one of these things said I could move. Oh, the cart. When a cart moves, spend a switch to make... Oh, no. At the end of the enemy, move the minecart once. Oh, I can't just automatically move. That's not good. They're going to take horror. Okay. Okay. So then he should probably try to get clues. So I'll spend that last flashlight. -2. This goes down to 1. So now I'm doing a 3 versus 1. 3 versus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2, so I do get a clue. I'll put this in and put 2 back on it. And I'll add 1 to his counter here. All right, that was his first action. Second action, he will, he can't do anything. He can't move, he can't, well, he could try to get a 3 versus 3. Let's try 1. Let's do a 3 versus 3, because my flashlight is dead. 3 versus 3. I did. I got it. I got another clue. So do I want to go for another one? I risk drawing one of these bad things and then something could happen. So no, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a resource and his turn is done. So he's done. All right, her turn. After just a few, okay, so I've got 4 assets. I can't really do anything with these. So she'll try to beat the shroud. So she's at 4 versus 3, and I'll try to get a clue. So 1 action, she investigates. 4 versus 3. Ooh, auto fail. Okay. Second action, she'll do it again. 4 versus 3. That is 4 minus 4 is 0, so I failed it. And for her third and final action, I'm going to do it again. 4 versus 3. I did. I got 1 clue. All right, so she is done. That is the end of the round. It is now the enemy phase. He cannot move. He does not have a direct line anywhere. She won't move. She won't move. So now the cart moves in this direction. Yep, and I will, at the end, I can also choose to rotate. So I'm not sure when the camera cut out at 30 minutes. So I am currently doing the second card. For the first card, I pulled Frenzied Miner for Wilson. And for hers, I drew this thing called Wild Ride. I've got to make a 5 agility test. And if I don't, it's going to be bad. So her agility is 4. She has nothing that she can contribute. Nothing. But spin 1. No, I can't. You may use. Okay, that doesn't help. Does he have any agility cards to help her? He does not. Oh, this is bad. Okay, that means I am going to have to make a plus. I need a +1 or an auto succeed because I'm doing a 4 versus 5. Man, 4 versus 5. All right, I need a +1. Is there anything I can do to... There is nothing I have in my hands to help me with that. All right, her special ability, you may take an additional action during your turn which can only be used to parley. I haven't yet to use that. I really need to draw the auto succeed or the +1. I drew the -5, so I failed it by a lot. But it doesn't matter how much you fail. It just says if you fail, put it into your threat area. Then, when that minecart moves, either move it 2 additional times, which I could do, or deal. Oh, I can do it. I can go 1, 2, and I'm out. Okay. So it is now my turn. All right. So these flip over. All right. So here's what I've got to do. I need to move this card up, and to do that, it costs to slide a card into an empty location. It costs 2. I'll spend 2 of his. I want to keep them sort of balanced, and that will slide this up. Okay, and according to this, slide or reveal during your turn, spin as a group, either slide or location. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. So at the end of this turn, I forgot to put 6 on here. Oh, you know what? At the end of the round, deal 1 horror. I was on here at the end of the round. So they all have to take a horror. Darn it. Okay. At the end, deal 1 horror to each investigator and resident asset. So she takes a horror, but she's got 1 and 1, so she's okay for now. She's still got 1 health and 1 sanity. I need to get off this. So I pay to slide it up, which I'm there. And at the end of the round, now before the end of the round, this will move up into there and I will have won. So it really doesn't matter. I guess what I can do is go for clues. There are 3 and 3. So let's put 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I need to get clues and 1, 2, 3. And that is that. All right, so I failed that, which put this in my play. And then so now it is my turn. All right, so Wilson will first do an investigate. I'll just do 3. He's got 3 turns. So I'm just going to use for each one of them. Oh, you know what? I forgot he can't move, so he's stuck. I am 3, and this is 3, and I don't think I have any cards. I do not. So it's just going to be a 3 versus 3 times 3 attempts. First attempt, 3 minus 1 fails. Second attempt, 3 versus 3, auto fail. And third and final attempt, 3 versus 3. 3 plus 1 is 4, so he did get one. All right. He is done. Her turn. She will do the same thing. She is 4 versus 3. I don't think I have anything to help me. I do not. 4 versus 3. So her first attempt, let me slot these up. First attempt is 4 versus 3. 4 minus 1 is 3, so she did do it. All right, next attempt, 4 versus 3. 4 minus 2 is 2. So I failed it. And then the last one, 4 versus 3. I did do it. All right, so she got some clues. Good. All right, that is the end of the phase, monster phase. This one does nothing. You can't move. This one, when the minecart moves, okay, so it's the end of the thing. The minecart will move here, and it can because there's track connecting it. And it says, rail exit cannot be slid or swapped. So I am at the exit, which says, hold on, sorry. So it did reach. It says, objective, get to the rail exit. When you do, advance. So I flip this over and I read. Sparks fly off the tracks as you pump the cart brakes until you slow to a stop. Check the following. If an investigator controls Simeon, I do not. Read R1. If an investigator controls Leah, which I don't know where Leah is. That's a good one. Where was Leah? I did not know Leah was in here. If River, hold on. Oh, you know what? She was from the previous one. Okay, if Simeon is set aside or still and not under, if Leah, if none of the above is true. Okay, if an investigator controls Simeon, I don't. Controls Leah, I do not. If Simeon Atwood is set aside or still in play, okay, here he is. Simeon is still in play, but not under control. If Leah Atwood is set aside or still in play and not under control, read R4. So it was Simeon. No, Simeon. Where is Leah? I don't know. That's odd. Where was Leah? There was this one, and there was the prismatic shard, but it said nothing about Leah. Oh, well. So Simeon. Simeon is in play, but not under control. So I read R3. All right. Is that the end of this? R3. Let's go to R3. All right. Resolution 3. You could swear you hear Simeon Atwood's voice calling through the empty tunnels as you disembark. Unable to shake the sound, you double back through the tunnels in hopes of finding the young man. Oh, that's a man? I thought that was... Okay. You eventually come to a shining abyss filled with crystals. A dark humanoid shape sits hunched over the carcass of a small animal. It skitters into the dark when you call. You shout Simeon's name until your voice is hoarse, then retrace your steps to the exit with an awful lump in your throat. Update your campaign log. In Simeon Atwood's notes, record Simeon disappeared. All right, so I will do that. Cross out Simeon Atwood's name. I think that means Simeon's dead. Skip to Resolution 6. All right, Miskatonic Survey, June 1926. Members Marquez, Musgrave, et al. We were lucky to escape from North Point Mine with our lives. Extreme instability and seismic tremors. Findings include asymmetrical crystal formations, rodents of unusual size, and an unusually aggressive insect population. If the prismatic shard story asset was under the control, choose an investigator to add it does not count. I did not get it, so I don't get it. Update your campaign log. If you helped River, which I believe I did, yeah, I did. If you helped River, increase River's relationship level. Each investigator earns +1 XP. If an investigator controls River Hawthorne and the above is not true, I did help her, so I do get that. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator may now... I don't think I had any victory cards. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Let me look through these. I did not. None of the ghouls give me victory. I don't think any of these give me victory. No, they do not. So, hee-haw, I get 1 XP. Okay, each investigator earns experience. All right, then, in the Areas Explored section of your campaign log, check off North Point Mine. Check your campaign log. If it is day 1, turn to Prelude first evening. It is day 1, and it's not night. So day 1, turn to Prelude, page 31. Okay, so page 31 is probably going to tell me that the sun's going down. Okay, so here it is. So the next video will be me doing Prelude the first evening, and then there will probably be some sort of investigation that I have to go on. All right, that's all I got. That was kind of fun. I like this mechanic of the rails sliding around. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. And I may buy, with that 1 XP, I may upgrade one of their cards, or I may bank it. I just don't know. But I will be back very soon with the next video in this Arkham Horror card game series called Feast at Hemlock Vale, or Feast of Hemlock Vale. I hope you are liking these videos. Let me know. And I will see you in the next video. Everybody, take care.